Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. It's super early in the morning. The sun is just now coming up, so it's going to be a dark video, but it's kind of like how I feel. Today, I'm putting to rest relationships. And the reason I'm doing that is because after Charlie Kirk's murder, um, people have been truly revealed to me. People that I held in high esteem as wonderful Christian people, people that I held close to me for years in the YouTube community. I'm putting those relationships to rest. They have revealed themselves to not be the Christians that I thought they were. And I shouldn't be shocked. I just shouldn't be shocked. Christians tend to be hypocritical. But I want to talk a little bit about me for just a second or a few minutes. I know a second's quick, right? No, it's not quick. I grew up in the church. I went to church sometimes 4 times a week, or went to a house, or had people over at our house for Bible studies. Families got close. There was Sunday morning Sunday school, Sunday morning sermon. There was Sunday night sermon. There was like Wednesday youth group. There would be one evening where families would get together and do something together with a Bible study. So I grew up in a very Protestant, white collar Protestant Church of Christ. Um, I left the church when I was 17. I also left my father's home at 17. I moved out. You know, my father was a Vietnam vet, a very angry man who didn't fit what he looked like on Sundays and at Bible study. He was messed up. Vietnam messed him up. And so I saw that. My stepmother um, made it almost impossible for me to be a part of the church because she was constantly telling our family woes to the church. I saw relationships within church, um, you know, husbands and wives leaving each other and then marrying. uh, the hypocritical part of the church. But I still hold, being a good person as a part of my life. Yeah, sometimes I have foul language. But I'm a good person and I trust people. I'm very trusting. But Kirk's death, murder, not a death, it's a murder, a death from murder, has revealed to me that some Christians that I thought, wow, I wish I could be more like her. It has revealed that they actually are not the Christians that I thought they were. When I when I am when people reveal themselves as as Kirk being a brother Kirk, then that means they're hand in hand in his ideologies, which are bigotry, racism, misogyny, and white Christian nationalist. And I can't accept that. So I have put relationships to rest. And it's very hard for me because I've had relationships with just a very small few people in the YouTube community. But now I have to put those relationships to rest because they have revealed themselves to be adjoined with Kirk's ideology of him going and indoctrinating young white men to think that they're superior to blacks, to superior to women, superior to other races. The indoctrination for young girls to only be wives, homemakers, and mothers, instead of encouraging them to have an education, to have a career, and to be dependent upon a man for direction, sometimes discipline, to submit to their husband no matter what. So I'm putting relationships to rest. And it's difficult for me. Um, it's so difficult. There are other things that have been revealed to me, sub MAGA cultures, black pills, goipers, the alt right, to discredit people to be who they are or who they want to be, telling the lies that, trans people are indoctrinating their children, that trans people are evil. I have to put relationships to rest. I've put a lot of relationships to rest over MAGA, period. Following Donald Trump, this vile sexual predator, criminal, liar, who has sucked them in and saying that he is the only one that can save our country, our world. Well, you know what? What are you saving it from now? I mean, the chaos is building. The tensions are high. The violence is ticking up all around the world as well. Elon Musk is an evil piece of crap. And not only did he start crap here, but he's starting crap everywhere else. I can't imagine if I had as much monetary value as he has, making money off the taxpayers of America, making money off the taxpayers of other countries, why I would find it necessary to want to have world control. And I feel that he does. So putting relationships to rest due to politics, religion, and I don't know, just I never thought that I would be morally or have more values than someone that I held in high esteem as a Christian. Following Kirk's word was not the word of Jesus. Love thy neighbor, treat the stranger. How do you treat the stranger? Jesus would be sent to CCOT right now if he came back. And I don't think that clicks in the MAGA mind. But Kirk's death has revealed people for who they are. MAGA revealed people for who they are. And now more people are revealed with their bond with Kirk's ideology. It's disturbing to me. Indoctrinating our children in a way that they're becoming more violent. Indoctrinating our youth to not accept human beings for who they are. Pushing lies that Muslims are trying to take over the world. Do you know how long Muslims have been in the United States of America? Many black people are Muslim. Wasn't Muhammad Ali? Wasn't he Muslim? Using our military against civilians, saying that protesters are agitators. Protest is what we have a right to do. And I fear for protesters. I fear it. Calling on Nazi, white supremacists groups to take to the streets to protect what? To make people fear that they cannot practice their freedom of speech. And this is all Trump's plan, Project 2025. But I think for me, the saddest part is to put relationships or to see the truth of people that I held in high esteem as Christians. I know they're just people. I know that. But sometimes people who are meek like lambs or sheep that are good people become bonded with these ideologies of bigotry, racism, and wanting to control our country's religion, what you think, what you hear, what you say, what you believe in, how you worship, putting relationships to rest. It's very difficult. I have put so many relationships to rest over Trump and the MAGA movement. And now, people that I thought were true Christians that followed the word of Jesus on how to treat people, their masks have come off while the masks of bounty hunters go on. You know, being okay with treating people less than animals. I mean, Brian Kilmeade wants to kill homeless people. Bounty hunters and ICE and our Homeland Security wants to disappear people with no due process. People that called themselves patriots to the Constitution, which are fine with the Constitution being broken, torn apart, thrown away. Our Supreme Court is at fault for this. I don't care what you thought about the last administration. I don't really care what you think. Life wasn't in an upheaval. Our economics were stabilized and going better. We had an economy that was the envy of the world. Seriously. Donald Trump has shot us in the foot with trade and security and alliances You have Putin doing drone patrols over Poland, Romania. You have Pete Pigseth blowing up boats for no reason. There is no reason if it's not accountable, and there's no accountability for that. They can say whatever they want, just like they can say that all the immigrants that they're disappearing are criminals, which is not true. We found that out. We see immigrant veterans being deported. The people from South Korea that were here to help help us get a plant started to make more jobs for American workers. And then Trump's like, oh, well, wait a minute. You can stay if you want to. One decided to stay. South Korea's like, you know what? Screw you. The evilness that Kirk spread about blacks being not as smart as whites. Are you kidding me? The bigotry of not accepting blacks as equals, not accepting brown people as equals. Well, didn't God create everyone? Christians? Didn't He create everybody? I mean, this is where I have to draw the line and put relationships to rest, because if that is how you feel about people, then you are not the Christian that I thought you were. You are not the good person that I thought you were. You fooled me. A wolf in sheep's clothing. I've struggled with this all night. Well, I've struggled with it for a little bit since I saw a post by someone that I held in such high esteem, calling Kirk Brother Kirk, and putting out posts of people who are white Christian nationalists talking about Kirk's life and his accomplishments, which were none except for that he was spreading an ideology of white supremacy, white Christian nationalist agenda. And then I have to go and I have to research this alt-right, Goipers, Nick Fuentes stuff that I had no idea about. I worked so hard for so many years that I was always at work. I didn't have time to sit at the computer. Now, when I do 15, 20 minutes of chores out here, I have to go sit down and align my spine again. I play Scrabble for the most part and listen and listen. So I'm listening to something and I'm playing Scrabble. I'm trying to keep my brain alive and aligning my spine so that the pain will stop. We need to be prepared for whatever's going to come. And I'm not someone who talks about self defense a whole lot, but since I've gotten death threats, I've upped my self defense. I'm just saying it. I've upped it. And I hope that others take heed. I'm not going to say don't protest. I'm not going to say don't speak out. Who cares? If they come and get me for saying things against Trump and against Kirk, come get me. What does that prove? That you're trying to shut someone else up because they're telling you the truth? I banned a little nuisance from my channel, but there's 500 behind that getting ready to come in and be a nuisance. Bring it on. One at a time. Or whatever. But putting to rest relationships, due to the fact that when people say they're Christians and follow the ideology that Kirk puts out there of white supremacy and that blacks and browns aren't as equal. Are you kidding me? Kirk wasn't that smart. What? He didn't finish college. He had no degrees, did he? Did he have a degree? Watch who you follow. Watch who you listen to, because I'm going to tell you something. You can be fooled. And I am heartbroken about one person that I have to put that relationship to rest because she's not the Christian that she claimed to be. I grew up in the church. I know what the Bible's about. I've read it. I've studied it. I know what Jesus taught. I know what God's commandments are. And I can tell you that treat thy neighbor is important. And that goes for countries. That's not just your house neighbor. That's your country to country border and across the world. Your neighbor means others, right? Right? You have put politics and religion into one, and this is why our founding fathers wanted to keep a separation of church and state. You are not patriots. I am a patriot. As much as that's going to make you want to vomit, too bad. I believe in our Constitution, but it doesn't even matter anymore. You might as well just crumble it up and write down that, I don't know. But putting to rest relationships with people who you held in high esteem is very difficult. Family members, relationships across the board, because I can't accept what's going on. But I can tell you that I have had a calling to prep for a very long time. And I'm glad I have. I'm glad I know how to be prepared for any scenario that comes along. I'm glad I've got foods that will last us for years. I'm glad that we have self-defense in case of whatever. I'm glad I have skills that I've learned throughout my childhood. Putting relationships to rest. If you've had to put relationships to rest, you know, it's hard. Make new ones. Make connections with like-minded people in your community. Seek out those people. Make close relationships. You're going to need them. You're going to need to be the shoulder or the helping hand or the words of comfort. Make relationships with people of like minds. Be prepared because this is getting bad. They want to blame you for everything. And that goes all the way to the top. That piece of crap. You'll have a great day. Sorry. Hugs from a distance. Make relationships with like-minded people. It's very important. You all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. Maybe I'll do something a little not so dark. I don't know. I did wear flowers. Bye, y'all.